Welcome back. Now, rural communities in part of Thohoyandou in Limpopo are set to benefit from a new School Connect program that offers internet services to schools. UIGC Connect is an entity owned by the University of Venda with the aim of improving public infrastructure investments and community buildings. Now, I'm joined by its CEO, Dr John Mudau, just to give us more details. Doc, thank you very much for your time here. So give me a little bit of more details on how UIGC found itself being able to do this for a community where, you know, there's a lot of rural area and some people are often left behind.
Good afternoon, Maseko. Yes, it is true that as UIGC, we are going to provide the internet to schools in our area here. We found ourselves in this situation, Maseko, because we had realized that there is a need for our learners in the area to also get as much access to internet as possible. As a result, we then came up with an idea of putting together a fiber infrastructure. As we are speaking to you now, we have provided infrastructure throughout the entire Thulamela, and we intend to provide this fiber infrastructure to the whole of the Venda district and then the Limpopo municipality in large. So that's how we got to here. And our understanding is that we want to bring internet to all the communities that are within the rural setting. Our argument is that it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're in the Republic, you should be able to access internet. And we are very particular and passionate about ensuring that learners who are in these areas that are predominantly considered as underprivileged, poor areas, we need to ensure that they get access to a reliable internet.
And this, of course, is a clear example then, Doc, of how as communities and as society, sometimes we have to take matters into our own hands, especially in a country like ours, where we have seen that some of the promises that government makes, they cannot fulfill.
True. But also our view is that as a company which is owned by the University of Venda, the UIGC, we took a position that we need to become, a responsible corporate citizen. Because when government mentions all the good things that they want to do, our view is that we should then step in as well and ensure that in areas where government has good intentions, but those intentions do not have enablers on the ground, then we should become those enablers so that we're able to provide. So what we have decided to do in this case is that we are selecting schools through the partnership with the Department of Basic Education in the district. We are selecting schools, all the schools that are in areas where our fiber infrastructure is passing by. We are going to connect them. We are going to ensure that they have 1 gigabyte. And all of this, as you had indicated in the beginning, we are going to provide this to these schools with no fee at all, Maseko.
And I think, Doc, the other thing that is positive here is creating communities, even in rural areas and far-flung communities or provinces, where people don't have to be traveling to only 2 out of the 9 provinces in South Africa, your Gauteng and the Western Cape, to be able to get a better life, right? So is that part of your vision, maybe to make sure that Thohoyandou and the Venda district at some point will also become strong economies on their own, because that will assist the entire country and eventually the continent as well?
True, indeed. So that's what we want to do. The Thulamela municipality has taken a decision, and the same decision is taken by the other municipalities in the district, that they want to become, smart cities. So as a university, we also took a position that we need to make impact in the communities around the university. So what we are going to do is to enable the communities to ensure that they are considered one of the smart areas in the Republic. So we are actually saying that you don't have to be in the urban areas to get access to all of these nice things, particularly all those things that are relating to internet and your 4th industrial revolution. For example, here, our learners, and you would know that now in almost all the universities, you only can apply for access to these universities online. If you want to apply for a job, you need to do that online. So we have noted that if we need to contribute to this social upliftment in the area, we need to ensure that our youth in the area, they are able to access the internet from their schools so that they can even apply for admissions in the universities and colleges, they should also be able to, upload their CVs when they're looking for jobs. So that's what we want to do. And we are not only going to provide this only to schools, we are also providing this to our tribal councils in the district. We've got about 47 of them. And these tribal councils, we want to use them as centers, as business centers in the area, where we will ensure that youth who are living in those villages, when they need to apply for jobs, they need to apply for admissions, universities, or anything else, they can easily walk into these business centers of the university, which are all powered by the UIGC Connect. They get there, they are able to access internet, they are able to apply for jobs, they are able to apply for anything else, including admissions to the universities. So ours is to ensure that we become an enabler on the ground, and we say to the people, you don't have to be in the reefs in order to get the facilities. UIGC Connect is bringing all of this to all the rural communities, Maseko.
And of course, for the fourth industrial revolution to work, Doc, you need to have a working power. You need to be a country that doesn't have an energy crisis. So I'm sure you're one of the people who's hoping that, solutions to our problems with Eskom are sorted out quite soon, because we won't be able to compete as a country, even with young people coming up with really good ideas. Unless those good ideas are to sort out our power crisis, we won't be able to compete worldwide, will we, if we continue to have a power crisis like this?
No, we wouldn't. But also our view is that we need to have a hybrid here, Eskom providing energy, but we are also saying, maybe it's also time that we should explore the other alternative means of energy, including your solar. When we go to schools, we provide where there will be a need for us to put a solar energy generator for the schools. We should be able to do that. We are also, I must say, that relying on Eskom is very important. Eskom becomes a critical determinant and a player in ensuring that all the good things that we want to do happen. So we are also crossing our fingers that Eskom should come to the party, and the crisis of energy should be a thing of the past. But also we are saying we need to come up with alternative means of energy, so that in the next foreseeable future, Eskom shouldn't be the only player in this space, so that, when one area fails, we should be able to fall back on the other. So that's where we are going. And we want really a multifaceted kind of an approach to our energy crisis. And of course, at this stage, we think Eskom should come to the party, because in the absence of that, it becomes a problem, which is why we decided to move away from, your microwave link toward to internet, and then want to stay with a fiber, which is more reliable, which is not, its activity and efficiency is not necessarily determined by the weather and energy sometimes, So that's why we thought providing fiber internet connectivity for us is critical.